Hello, and welcome to So with Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web, previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I am, of course, your host, that guy, James Shea, alongside the leader of Squad Kaliko Yacht, who may or may not be coming, but who is here, the American Dust.
I'd like to say hello to my brand new wife. She is the absolute most loving partner and mother a guy could ask for. So, hi, sis.
And it was a great week for Wrestling Wit as we interviewed Cameron Saturn and Dio Ivory. So great to catch up with Dio, especially after just winning a major championship and getting to talk to him in that perspective that he had on, winning his first singles title. And obviously Cameron said on Pseudos Don't Die. Um, a really fun interview if you like talking Kojima video games, Animal Crossing. I know you do, Scooter. Um, Uno, talking to a 4-year old, uh, just a perspective, a different perspective on the group Suitors Don't Die, and a lot more. You could also go into the archives and find that. This upcoming Tuesday and Wednesday, we got Becca on the show again. Becca with a Dree, not basic Becca, not just Becca, but Becca with a Dree. It's like it's the first time we've ever interviewed her, and I mean, it's the first time all three of us have been there for an interview. And I kid you not, if you're gonna wanna listen to this because it just blink and you miss it. It just goes by so fast because we're having too much fun. Um, Not going by fast. Kit Osborne on Wednesday. Um, we have a great chat about CCW, um, competing in the 300, the 2300 arena. Um, DJ Hyde, his podcast Uncooked with Kit, and we talk cooking and maybe the possibilities of a cooking show and a lot more. Definitely tune in on Wednesday for that one. On the Tuesday after that, we got Rochelle Rhodes and Spencer Love, and the week after that, we got Gary after Jerry. As it was a good week for us, but not a great day for wrestling, as we lost the true legend in Gene Lebell and Scooter. What could we say about Gene Lebell?
Yes, Judo Gene Lebell, the colorful judo champion, wrestler, and stuntman who trained Bruce Lee, fought Elvis Presley and John Wayne in movies, and was the inspiration for Brad Pitt's character in Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He has passed. He was 89 years old. He passed away in his sleep early Tuesday morning at his home in Sherman Oaks. Affectionately known as the Godfather of Grappling, he was a two-time AAU National Judo Champion early in his career. Later on, he would teach his masterful submission techniques to Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, Roddy Piper, Ronda Rousey, and many others. Uh, his legendary strong handshake, red hair, weathered face and battered nose uh, made Lebell universally known and admired by fighters and wrestlers around the world. Uh, by his own admission, every star in Hollywood beat him up when he was a stuntman. As we said, John Wayne, Elvis Presley, Gene Hackman, Burt Reynolds, even Steve Martin roughed him up in Martin's film debut, The Jerk, in 1979. Uh, Lebell also did a lot of stunt work, primarily in the latter half of his career on uh, shows like The Green Hornet. There's it's numerous other credits. Uh, you can also spot him uh, in in Man in the Moon. Man on the Moon, the Andy Kaufman story with Jim Carrey, Jerry Lawler, as a referee during Kaufman's numerous matches with women montage. And of course, Bryan Danielson making the name infamous by attaching it to his finisher, the Lebell lock. The crossface will ensure that nobody will ever forget the name Gene Lebell.
Of course, I've got some spares. Go out to family and friends. And yeah. Alright, let's talk Ric Flair. His last match was last week, 2 weeks ago, I believe, and we talked about the match all last week. This week it was revealed a little bit more in depth on that match. Ric Flair passed out twice in the ring. Claims that he'll drink more water than beer next time, and said that he wishes he didn't bill it as his last match. Will we see Ric Flair's last match part 2, Scooter?
At this point, we're banking on what's going to happen first: Ric Flair's last match or his funeral.
But at points it
Uh,
seemed like we were getting both in the same night.
like I get having a passion for it, but why is he not happy with what he's accomplished?
Kind of goes back to like the Undertaker said before his last match with AJ Styles. It's kind of chasing that dragon, looking for that perfect last match. I
Well,
mean, he had it, but
chasing the dragon is also another term for shooting heroin. So, uh, you I think what you mean to use is chasing the white rabbit. Um,
dragon, rabbits, Dexter chasing the wolf.
it's he because Rick Rick will not be satisfied until I, I think Rick wants to die in the ring, and quite honestly, this is something I have actually experienced firsthand, um, and I'm bringing it back again to the NYWC and Mikey Whipwreck. Yeah, when I was training, Mikey was already 10 years plus past his prime. Yet he was still competing. And we had heard that he had been declared unfit to wrestle, but yet was still wrestling anyway. And we all became convinced that Mikey literally had a death wish to die in the ring, to die for all the wrong reasons, to die doing what he loved. And that's what it seems like with Ric Flair. Except Rick is 20 plus years older. Um, and now at this point, with all that strenuous activity, it's now taking what could have been years off his life. It's now shortening it to months.
Hypothetically,
And if you
oh, continue.
no, and if he wrestles another match, then we're going to be counting the weeks.
Hypothetically speaking, if Ric Flair was to do a second match, who would it be against?
Oh, I mean, assuming it's not against Social Security. Um, oh God,
I have a name if you're getting stumped by this.
I know I have a name, but it would never happen.
All right, who's the name?
Well, actually, I have two names.
All right,
Actually, maybe even three at this point now. The first is Randy Orton.
oh my God, that would be mortal.
The second is Cody Rhodes.
Hmm, interesting.
The third, Dustin Rhodes.
You know, the name I was hearing was Nick Gage.
Oh shit! Why not Jeff Cannonball?
Hey, sure. Maybe throw in Manslaughter in there as well.
Let's get Vic Grimes back. Let's raise New Jack from the dead.
Well, that's impossible, but
How about the Sandman?
ooh, that would be interesting.
How about Sabu?
Suicidal, genocidal, homicidal.
You
Sandman
know
would.
what? Screw it. Let's go for the old the match the oldest combined age between superstars. Terry Funk.
Oh God. and and this match has started. The crowd is alive and well. They are cheering. They are cheering. Hey, it looks like Ric
They're
Flair and Terry
they're
Funk
trying to
are
breathe.
locking up. They're gonna lock up. The first lockup of the match. Oh my God! They turned to dust. They have turned to dust. Thanos did not snap his fingers. They have just spontaneously turned to dust the minute they had contact with each other.
This is a the match is declared a draw due to a double heart attack. You know
Um.
what? Screw it. Let's make it Jerry Lawler.
Oh God. But if Ric Flair does wrestle Sandman, obviously Sandman will come out to enter Sandman, and Ric Flair would enter with Sad But True.
And then Sting comes in with Seek and Destroy.
And
Metallica Mania is running wild.
I mean, at this point, just bring the fucking band to play everybody.
I mean, at this point, just turn the page.
Alright, last week on SmackDown, Karrion Kross made his return to WWE TV. This last Monday, Dexter Lumis made his debut on Raw.
Although it
And
technically was not seen.
on SmackDown this week, Top Dollar and Adrian the Adonis.
Ashanti the Adonis, not Adrian Adonis. Adrian Adonis is long dead.
Well, they got the Ouija board out.
Ashanti the Adonis and B-Fab.
Oh, BFAB too?
And they, yep,
Alright, and
Hit
Hit
Row,
Row has returned.
they're now calling themselves the OG3 instead of the OG4.
Well, they'll not read the ones, at least. So many returns. Let's start with Karrion, because he was one of those guys that you just was like, man, what if? And now, what if might be coming true. No, Scooter?
Absolutely, and I mean it was completely unexpected. It was different. It's something new. It looks like Triple H is paying attention to the fact that Vince ran the goddamn gamut of opponents for Roman and knows that it's going to have to be somebody new that beats him. Uh, whether Karrion does it remains to be seen. I think the fact that Karrion has hair now is a sign of good fortune to come.
It will prevent him from getting hit by a car in any storylines. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, no, I feel kind of the same way. We need new faces. I mean, and stars. Because, I mean, yeah, Roman is the top guy. Um, Cody's our other top guy. He's injured right now. McIntyre is just under that line. And Seth is one of those guys. But you need guys to wrestle those guys to make them look good so we could get new stars. And I don't think
Well,
he's going to be the guy that beats Roman, but, a Roman Karrion match down the line definitely wouldn't suck.
no, it absolutely wouldn't. Uh, we have to add this that it was apparently heard that the returns are not stopping.
I did hear that. We might be getting
Um,
Sasha and Naomi back. Don't want to go into that. We've covered way too much about them. But continue.
uh, plus, quite a number of NXT call ups in the future, and I have two pieces of news
Oh,
that we can transition into after that, unless there's something else you want to go into.
no, I wanted to go with, continue with these call ups. Well, not call ups, but, of returns, like Loomis. I kind of feel like
Yes.
Kross would have been better on SmackDown, and Lumis would have been better on SmackDown. But I digress. But what do you think Lumis could really do on Raw?
Well, it does seem apparent that they're throwing Lumis. They're gonna throw Lumis into the U.S. title picture. Um,
So he would be essentially a heel.
that is essentially what I think they'll do, and I think eventually he'll naturally transition back into a face.
Right, because you can't bank on the fact that maybe people watched NXT and that they saw him and Indy Hartwell together and all that good stuff.
I mean,
And it was
you
kind of
also have to.
validated as well.
I mean, yet you have to understand that Dexter Lumis is part of 50% of the weddings that took place on WWE television and were successful.
Well, I mean, it was
Only
successful because he
two.
had a fucking hatchet in his jacket.
Uh, it's what I see happening is Dexter comes back as a heel. He causes a little mayhem, here and there. We see that old Dexter Lumis come out, and then later on, that's when you bring Indy up, and you get Indy to bring the Dexter that we cheered for and loved back.
Okay, interesting. And Hit Row. Honestly, I feel like the only reason that they brought them back is so we could have Top Dollar back on WWE Hidden Treasures. This was a staple of the show.
I also think they're going to. Uh, I think also the natural thing here is given that there's no swerve anymore. Um, I believe uh,
That was a swerve.
I believe Carmelo Hayes is going to drop the North American title and lead Hit Row.
I mean, is he a rapper?
He he exudes that Hit Row philosophy.
Well, I mean, if you wanna put credibility to the group's name, our Truth would actually be a good leader.
No, no,
I
no,
mean,
absolutely not.
how
No,
long is he gonna be
no.
chasing after the 24/7 7-Eleven I-95 title?
Truth is somebody who is comfortable in his position. He doesn't need to do any more. He doesn't need to do any less. Truth is the perfect example of a superstar who understands that he's not exactly in his prime, but he can still be entertaining as himself.
Oh, for sure.
So there's no point in putting somebody like R-Truth with Hit Row when they, when R-Truth is a joke gimmick, but in the best usage of that term.
Right.
But but Hit Row needs a leader, and they need somebody else that can talk on the mic while Adonis and Top Dollar get better, and while B-Fab actually learns to talk on the mic. Because, good God, to listen to them talk tonight, yesterday, last night, tomorrow, last Tuesday, hot dogs, it was, and Hayes and Trick Williams, they've got the gift of gab.
They do.
And you can take his catchphrase and you can apply it to Hit Row.
And you're not wrong.
And same way with Hit Row. Yeah, if you don't know, now you know. That's all there ever was. It's all there ever gonna be.
But I mean, obviously Adonis and um Dollar are just that. Just I'm not gonna say that they're not gonna be an established tag team, but I don't really see them going anywhere in the tag division. What say you?
Not without a significant upgrade in gimmick to make them a serious threat.
As they are right now. Right. Alright, what did you want to touch on?
Um, the yes, the draft is supposedly returning. Um, Several Raw superstars are apparently booked for the SmackDown following Clash at the Castle, and likewise the same Raw superstars, SmackDown superstars for the Raw following, which leads people to believe that the draft will happen on the first SmackDown uh, after Clash at the Castle. Um, Secondly, we spoke about it many times in the past, and it looks like it is coming into fruition. Uh, and we've seen so many of its superstars absorbed stateside, and the fact that the NXT UK Tag Team Champions are on regular NXT, and the fact that Ilya Dragunov is no longer the NXT UK champion,
He got he
and
got stripped of the title because he was injured.
but they're not going to crown a new champion. NXT UK has also canceled all upcoming shows and TV tapings.
Hmm.
So it looks like NXT UK is folding, and all the talent over there will be brought in to NXT to fill the spots left by the ones that are called up. Because this upcoming draft is going to be heavily NXT focused. And
Interesting.
NXT will finally get back to 50% promotion, 50% development.
Right. And
Uh,
okay,
it uh, I, a few of the names rumored to be called up: Cameron Grimes, uh, Mello, and Trick. Um, Based on the fact that they're putting Nikita Lyons in the women in the WWE Women's Tag Team Title Tournament, uh, speaks volumes as well. Um, cool. Joe Gacy and the Dyad. Um, that's it. That's what I forgot. And what could be at least, I guess, the biggest return, not just NXT, but to WWE, is Bray Wyatt.
um, I heard about that. I don't know if it's true for the moment because he is doing a movie and all of that good stuff. Um, but it does seem I never saw Bray Wyatt kind of going anywhere else but coming back to WWE. You know what I mean?
And quite honestly, if you look at it from a storyline standpoint, Bray Wyatt would probably be the most perfect choice to dethrone Roman.
No, no, definitely not. There's three guys that could do it, and it's Cody, The Rock, and Seth Rollins. And if it's not one of those three people, it's just a waste, in my opinion. But I could see a potential Roman Wyatt match down the line for sure. But when that is yet to be seen. Right now, I feel like
Well,
the logical storyline for him to come back on is with Alexa Bliss because they never got to tell that story after WrestleMania 37.
well, I could say the one thing for sure about all of this is that Triple H is a man on a mission.
Oh, for sure.
He is going to make every WWE superstar that jump ship to AEW so quickly. Triple H is going to make them eat their contracts.
With maybe the exception of Adam Cole or Keith Lee.
I would say maybe possibly also even if if this AEW contract comes to an end sooner rather than later, I would say we'll see Aleister Black,
Not,
Malachi.
yeah. Now,
But all the people that Triple H favored, are being kept tabs on.
Yes, and he taught as I think Triple H was the one that said it. He still talks to a lot of the guys from NXT that's in AEW. They talk regularly. So I mean, I'm not happy here. My contract's coming up. Well, come over here. I'm in charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and, what it just goes to show you how much of a stranglehold Vince had on creative. I mean, I could almost guarantee you that Vince watched SmackDown last night and it's just like laughing to himself, like, ha ha ha! Those guys will never get over.
Uh, yeah, we could speculate a lot about what Vince McMahon
I
could
mean,
do,
I
but
mean, if he has time from his busy secretary fucking schedule.
sure. Now, that does bring up the case. If Adam Cole does come back to WWE, does a Britt Baker join him if the stars are aligned, and deal a heavy blow to NXT, to AEW?
I mean, do we get Dr. Britt Yankum?
Considering her opinion of Mel Kane, I highly doubt it.
Oh,
Uh,
King, you big red douchebag.
Now, you brought up the draft. You see the draft going back to what it was back in like the 2004, 2000 and not five because they did it weirdly that year. 2006, 2007, where it's kind of random, or that the superstars get the draft picks that they win, or do you think it's just going to be what it's been the last couple years?
Pro- I would bet they'll probably be. It's probably going to be a mix. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they put an emphasis on NXT superstars competing for their spots.
Interesting. And you
I
mentioned,
mean,
Carmelo Hayes, and I don't think Braun Breaker is gonna do
no,
that, but
Breaker, no. I don't think they're gonna bring. If Vince was still in charge, yes, but I think I think Breaker is still gonna have a bit of a run. Um, Again, Cameron Grimes.
I don't
Uh,
think that they're going to bring
the
everybody kind of at once because that's just
no,
torching.
no, not everybody at once, but I can guarantee that Triple H knows who needs to come up before they start, you know, feeling they're they're not going to go anywhere.
Right. It'll be interesting to see. And I hope that, maybe they don't do it after Clash the Castle, but kind of save it for, after WrestleMania. That was the proper time they
Hmm.
usually do the draft.
Mm, Yes, but given with everything in NXT UK, I'm wondering if they'll take though that roster and just automatically, give them priority, because we also have to take into account the fact that we saw, at least on American soil, on American NXT television, we saw the first ever rounds match, which is something that was a staple of NXT UK. And that's how the NXT Heritage Cup Championship was contested under. Rounds rules. 6 3-minute rounds, score 2 falls. Uh, you know, or a pinfall ends the round. There are no disqualifications. There's a 20-second break in between rounds. I always like that. That that kind of round format. But that's just me. But there's so much potential talent that in NXT UK that uh, it, Mustache Mountain is they're clearly coming, and maybe finally Butch can be done, and we get Pete Dunne back.
Butch Dunne.
And, you know, British strong style, and and while we're at it, uh, we can make AJ Styles and Roderick Strong into a tag team, and we can call them American Strong Style.
Ooh.
ASS.
I mean,
The real ass boys.
nobody's more ass boys than the ass boys. I'm an ass boy. Ding, ding.
But the question is, if there are ass boys, are there ass girls?
No, because we want to be respectful and all that good stuff. Don't cancel us.
I mean, yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's better known as Brazzers.
Johnny Ace got fired this week. It's nothing. It didn't come to a shock to anybody. You say that the other the more of Vince McMahon's regime, like Bruce Pritchard, Kevin Dunn, are gonna be fired sooner rather
Uh,
than later.
well, Kevin Dunn is confirmed to be staying.
Okay.
As for Johnny Ace, he turned people power into peephole power. And I mean, if he gets divorced, hey, he's got, 2 twins with marriages he could break up. And honestly, Johnny Ace is a scumbag of a human being. As it, as is Vince. Somewhere Shane Douglas is going like, I tried to warn y'all about it. I tried. You just said shut up and keep riding that damn skateboard.
That he did. Um, I don't know if you feel like this is a good thing or a bad thing. I personally feel like it's a bad thing. The return of the women's tag team championships. Like you said,
Unless they're planning on building up the roster, which this this may just be that that they're building up the roster. I mean, the WWE Women's Tag Team titles were supposed to cover Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And then, for some reason, we have NXT Women's Tag Team titles. This makes me think that it's not the WWE Women's Tag Team titles that are going away. It's the NXT Women's Tag Team titles that are going away.
So,
And
hello?
Fox.
What is? You cut out because my Wi-Fi dropped.
And it just seems like, okay, you know, one set of women's tag team titles is going away, and will be applicable to all three shows. In fact, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it starts where the North American Championship is referred to as the WWE North American Championship, and the NXT Championship is referred to as the WWE NXT Championship.
Isn't it already the
And
WWE
And
NXT Championship?
it's technically just the NXT Championship.
WWE is in five.
Um, so again, the fact going back to that, you know, that legitimacy of NXT as a third brand, while at the same time still being, you know, developmental.
Right.
I mean that's why I think we've seen so many main roster superstars make appearances on NXT, which honestly should keep happening.
It definitely should, and I feel like that the only reasons they got that is to kind of boost ratings because nobody really wants to see who's on NXT. I mean, there's only so much Braun Breaker and Toxic Attraction you could see every single week.
Unless you have a pair of shoes.
Very true. And it does beg the question if they do decide to scrap the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship, what would Gigi do? Um, going
She'd go
back,
get a Choco Taco. Oh, wait. Damn it.
we got let's talk about the bracket real quick. We got Tamina Snuka and Dana Brooks. That seems drawn together. Um,
She's still just Tamina. She's not referencing. She's not using the last name.
as she shouldn't. Uh, Io Sky and Dakota Kai probably going to
It's still Leo. I
EIEIO.
know, it's ridiculous.
Um,
Ay, 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 ay.
no, I don't think there's an III in the tournament. I'm sorry. Um, probably the winners of the tournament now.
I mean, that would, make the most sense.
What was
They're building. Dude, they're taking their time to build to a Bailey Bianca title match. That's for sure.
definitely. Um,
Um.
we got Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Love those odd
Oh.
pairings.
Okay, yeah. Tamina and Dana, their match took place this past Monday,
Oh, so
didn't it?
Io and Kai are already
Yeah.
in the next round. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm just not enough who is actually in the tournament. Um, Nikki Ass and Dewdrop. Oh, they'll show Ass Skull.
Shit.
Why is she still almost a superhero when she's clearly gone evil? Because Io said stay away from evil? Yes, this is correct. Now I'm just talking to myself.
So, I mean, I guess we can call her, uh, suddenly underachieving villain, Nikki SUV. Single, single white villain, uh, uh, a, a Scottish harlot. No, I mean, surprised they haven't come up with anything for, Oak and calling her Nikki OAK or AOK.
And talking about failing at being a superhero, Xia Li and Shotzi. Yeah.
Who were eliminated last night by Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah.
Was it in 12 seconds or however long it took Aaliyah to beat Natalia?
No.
No. I mean, I could see
I
Raquel
mean, I
and
mean,
Aaliyah doing something in the tournament since Raquel's not doing anything in the main title picture at the moment.
I mean, you really could have put Xia Li and Aaliyah together. Team Xia Aaliyah.
We got Nikita Lyons and Zoe Starks. That's who I'm going for in this.
Stark, Stark, Stark. Not part of the Big Sharks brand.
I mean, that's a missed opportunity by Billy, if you ask me. You know,
Oh yes,
Zoe.
absolutely.
Um, this is everybody's favorite tag team, right? For obvious reasons.
Uh,
Yes, just say yes.
yes. For for two very large obvious reasons. For two very round obvious reasons.
We're talking about the titles. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yes.
Uh,
What was I? What do you think I was talking about?
the titles, obviously. But you know,
Yes, I was
people
talking
have
about the
some.
titles.
Somebody have people have sick minds out there.
But but it was just announced that breasts were renamed titles.
Natalia and Sonya Deville. Uh, and it must be. And Natalia and Deville are fighting Nikita Lyons and Starks. It must be a big thing for Natalia
Stark.
since she cosplayed as not Lions at Money in the Bank. So yeah, I'm just doing it to piss you off. I'm looking.
Booby.
I'm looking at this bracket, and I see it's a one team show. Honestly, it's Sky and Kai.
I I I would have switched Asuka and Alexa with Nikita and Zoe. because the final of this should be Io and Dakota against Alexa and Asuka.
Well, it seems right now that it's Raquel and Aaliyah that's going to be wrestling Kai and Sky. I mean, it could be Nikita Lyon and
I
Zoe Starks.
I honestly I think they're going with Io, Dakota, and Nikita and Zoe.
If they put them on the main roster, but I think this is just a one-off because they had nobody else to fill that spot. That's my personal opinion.
I mean, you could have put Toxic Attraction in there.
Um, I mean, I don't think that that's the
But yeah, I
book
mean,
because if they
instead,
just
okay,
get
you
jobs,
you put you put.
uh, you'd essentially be jobbing them essentially
But
because they're not gonna
they're putting.
make onto the main roster
But
that way.
see, but then you know you build into the that history we missed out on between Mandy and Sonya.
I mean, that story is always gonna be there.
I mean, I mean, but instead they put the number one contender to the NXT Women's title, uh, essentially in a random team for a for for that extra double D size effect.
Yeah, give us some more exposure. Um, I think that's it for that part. Not so great news. Chris Statlander got injured. It seemed like she was really in a good position to do something, and now her other knee got shot. Just bad timing.
Insert Price is Right losing horn here.
Um, I suppose, but it seems like those
I
AEW originals aren't getting any love from AEW. Athena is the sparkly new toy, and Tony is giving her the most attention. When Statlander versus Cargill would have been a great fucking attraction.
yes, it absolutely would have.
And Punk returns from injury as well. Does John Moxley have any chance of keeping his AEW title?
Nope,
Yep.
nope.
And that brings us to something that's happening that nobody asked for, and that is the AEW Trios title. Why are we getting it, Shooter?
Because Tony Khan is a schmuck.
And the brackets. Death Triangle versus Death Triangle and Will Ospreay and Aussie Open. I mean, there's an opportunity for Death Triangle, but Aussie Open has been a lackluster tag team, no?
I mean, if they want to, cross that, forbidden tetrahedron, uh, why this, this is not, this is not. the old school NWA. And this isn't New Mexico. We don't need a six-man tag title.
Speaking of Mexico and Rade, Moose and Dragon Lee. This is honestly a great fucking trios if you ask me, no?
Okay. But will Dragon Lee fall halfway through the match of the Dragon Chan?
The Young Bucks and TBA. Because because
Oh, oh yes, the great TVA. Gee, I wonder who it's gonna be.
you got me. I mean I've heard great things about TBA.
Uh, that that big ass. Uh, uh,
House of Black.
uh,
Okay. Dark Order.
versus Dark Order. Yep. Figures.
Yes.
It's Black versus Dark on AEW.
This should have been this should have been a dark match. Honestly, AEW Dark, Black versus
Ah,
Dark.
ah, ah. Well, don't worry, it'll happen on AEW.
Alright, we got the Truth Busters. Who the hell are those guys? Scooter?
The, the, the Truth Busters?
Yes. The Trust Busters?
Is the trust. What is that? A new name of the for the best friends or something?
No, they're wrestling the best friends.
Are
They're
they?
currently the best friends.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. It's it's more WWE talent.
Oh, okay.
Uh, uh it's the former Harland. Um, Parker Boudreaux. Uh, uh, Arya Davari and Slim J. Uh, uh, Slim. Who the hell is Slim J? Looks like a fatter Jack Tomlinson.
Nature Pod Cheetah?
On their diet.
Alright, that's it. That will conclude this episode. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, vote on YouTube and Castbox. Join us this Tuesday as we interview Becca. Join us Wednesday as we interview Kit Osborne. And on the 23rd, 24th, Rochelle Rogue and Spencer Love. And on the 31st, Gary J. Um, of course, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestling with E for all the information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and much, much more. And you can follow us at Wrestling with E on Instagram as well. You can follow me at JamesJ993. You can follow Felico at I am Felico. And where can you find Scooter?
Follow me on Twitter at Scooter Dust. Find me, James, and Ryan Dust hosting the remix on YouTube, a premium audio companion experience for all your alternate commentary needs for WWE premium live events. Next time we come to you, I believe, is going to be sometime in October for Extreme Rules. Uh, and of course, right on all my Twitch antics is me and Enrico Constantino Jr., along with the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan, twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J. And this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.